Hey, my name is Lucas.
And my name is Jacob.
The Bro Show Podcast. Welcome to the Bro Show Halloween special, honey.
Yes, Halloween.
Oh. Oh, no.
Are you joking?
You guys, if you're watching the video, the camera just
Can
literally
you hold my
fell.
microphone? We didn't bring, like microfiber cloths.
Wait, what do we do? Oh, no. We're filming this in the car, guys. Every time you tried to reconnect it, you literally didn't have it pressed all the way down because it was on like the mirror thing.
Oh.
Is that good? Maybe it'll just be a thing where the camera falls every 30 seconds and we can never focus on what we're talking about the entire time.
Attic episode. That's kind of good. I don't want to talk about anything too long. Okay, hopefully it stays. It gives me like a level of just stress when it drops loud noises.
I know. like part of me wants the camera to break just for the drama. Like I want it just to shatter.
And then we just we just continue.
But yeah, you guys, this is the Halloween episode. It's the week of Hallow Eve. Is that a thing? That sounds familiar.
Halloween.
Eve.
Well, wouldn't that be
the eve of Halloween?
Yeah, so Saturday, because Halloween's on a Sunday this year.
But we're in a park. Dark. It's the darkest night of the year. The moon is shining. It's a very full moon.
Yes.
And we're the only people in the parking lot.
Yeah, so this park that we're in, we went deep in, but we do have to expose ourselves that there was 2 scarier spots, but
yeah,
I didn't know. I just didn't want to be halfway through the podcast and
we
get abducted by aliens.
Yeah, the little spoiler alert is we are in a park in the middle of like a city or town or whatever. We could have gone literally out to a remote country area. So scary, no lights anywhere. But I just knew myself and I knew I wouldn't be able to focus on anything because I would actually think we were going to get abducted.
You would just be looking in circles the whole time.
We'd for sure get abducted, which could have been good for the podcast, but we aren't doing it.
I mean, how would the podcast get uploaded if we actually got abducted?
Oh, that's true. But also, Jacob was trying to act like a badass. He said, let's just do it. And I said, what if someone slashes our tires? He said, then whatever, that happens. It's like, sis, you would be so scared.
I'm pretty sure if someone slashes your tires, you can still, like, drive for, like, 50 more miles.
You made it sound like it was, like, casual. Like, yeah, why does it matter?
I'm just saying that, like, in a vehicle, like, I do feel way more safe because let's say someone tries to slash their tires. I'm pretty sure you could still drive. It just would obviously ruin your car.
But I'm thinking of the Grand Theft Auto when the cops are really on you in Grand Theft Auto and they throw out a spike strip, which makes your car stop.
Oh.
So maybe that actually isn't a thing. I mean, I don't
know.
If somebody literally slashed all 4 of our tires, that'd be pathetic on our point. It'd be like, drive off, sis. Why'd you let him do all 4? Like, that would be embarrassing on our part.
Yeah, that would, because we could have, like, ran away, drove away.
Yeah.
But yeah, Halloween and yeah, I mean, I feel like since it's dark right now, I'm getting such a Halloween Town scary movie. I feel like I'm part of a movie cast right now. It's so spooky.
Should we do the rest of the podcast like this? Is no lights. We need some.
Pitch.
But so we each have a few just spoopy. What is spoopy? I remember that was like a Twitter thing.
Oh, I Googled it because you said it in a video, and I guess it's like just like an internet slang for spooky.
We're gonna have a spooky episode. Me and Jacob and I each have a few, scary topics we want to talk about, and the goal is to just get scared, give our bodies stress and fear. That's the goal for this next hour.
Yes.
And that's why we're filming it outside in the dark, because we knew if we did it in the regular podcast room, it just wouldn't be scary. We're in a safe house, but out here in the wilderness, we could literally summon like actual aliens to abduct us.
Yeah, I'm not scared. Yeah, I feel like since it's dark out and it's 8 o'clock, it's not like 3 o'clock in the morning, but still, like, yeah, like someone, like a spaceship could abduct us, or like a ghost could haunt us.
Yeah, I'm such like a baby that I'm not kidding. If someone just even drives by us, I'm gonna be so scared. Because I'm like, what are they doing?
No,
like I'm so happy no cars have driven past yet.
I have a story time. When I was driving to Lucas's house today, I was at the roundabout and I heard someone honk, and I was like,
"Shut up!"
So we live like no one honks, like, right?
Yeah, unless you're really out of line.
Because I swear I never hear anyone honk where we live.
Yeah, it isn't a thing.
The person behind me honked, I'm pretty sure, and I was like, I can't go at the roundabout. But then and then they like followed me for a little bit, but okay, they didn't actually follow me, but I thought they were following me, but then they turned, and for a second I was scared because I was like,
Oh, you were so relieved when they didn't keep following you?
yeah.
Oh my god. But wait, why they honked at you because you were at the roundabout and you didn't go? Because there was another car going?
There was 7 vehicles around this area, so it could have been someone else honking, but I felt it. You know, you can't really tell what.
You felt personally attacked.
Yeah, I
I'm trying to think, like,
did.
when's the last time I honked at someone? Have you ever honked at someone?
Not even joking. Well, because I've only drove in Nebraska, but yeah, I haven't ever honked at someone.
I feel like
I'm not aggressive enough.
Yeah, I think in LA I have honked at people because, like, if you're just, like, in a nice way, like, even though they probably view it as, like, fuck you, go, like, I just wish they knew the energy from my car was, like, oh, look up, hun. Because, like,
because
it's
it was green,
it's
but they didn't go.
if there's a left turn and the left turn signal's on and they aren't going, like, if it's been 3 seconds, I'll do a little love tap to the horn. But, like, it's more of, like, a cute honk.
Oh,
but, like, they definitely view it as, like, fucking go!
But if you wanted to, you could be more annoying and, like, hold it for 3 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you know, like, they're pissed.
But, yeah, so I have honked at people.
Like, how do you think you can...
Oh, there's a car coming.
There's a car coming.
Oh, they're about to corner us. Just kidding.
No, like, why am I actually scared right now?
I know, it's like, boo, other people are allowed to drive in the park.
Well, it's because it's literally pitch black and on this, where we've only seen one cow, but it was parked way farther away.
Yeah. For some reason, like, this whole situation just reminds me of, like, high school years. Because it's, like, I feel like such a high school thing to be like, let's drive to a park and, like, sit in a dark car. Like, why is that a thing?
That's what I meant in the beginning. Like, it feels like I'm in a movie right now. Like we're trying to, like, summon a ghost.
That is scary. So, do you want me to go first with my spooky topic?
Oh, yeah, so we have some spooky topics, and... Yeah, say it.
I'm just gonna... Wait. I was gonna say some of my topics are inspired by Demi Lovato's extraterrestrial show.
All of them are?
Literally, every single one of my topics I'm gonna talk about today is inspired because I finished Unidentified, or I don't know what it's called. I think it's Unidentified with Demi Lovato. The show where Demi just explores UFOs, ghosts, just a bunch of extraterrestrial shit.
The vehicle's coming back.
Oh. Wait, why are they mad?
They're really mad.
Okay, we're good, guys.
Okay, let's just make sure they pass. I know I sound like a complete...
You know what the scariest thing would be?
Dick.
If they literally parked right behind us and said, there's no way out now.
Well, can't we just go ahead?
No, because you have to... Wait, where did that car come from?
No, it just is like
you guys, other
the
people...
local... Like, a bunch of people having sex in their cars.
But, so what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I've already talked about the Demi Lovato show like 3 weeks ago on the podcast, how I was obsessed with it. I finished it. I've watched all 4 episodes, and the topics I'm going to say are all inspired from the Demi Lovato show.
So what's your review out of 10?
I honestly loved it. I was so entertained.
9 out of 10, 10
I
out of
didn't
10.
finish the haunted episode because I'm not really into that stuff. That's too scary to me. Like, I'm like, bitch, I don't want to learn about this. But, like, the alien episodes, I thoroughly loved.
I might have to agree with you on that. When people talk about aliens, there's a level of like unattainableness that I am down to fully delve. But with ghosts at nighttime especially, it seems like it's so attainable for a ghost to just pop up.
You know how people, like, always talk about ghosts in a bad way, like, they're so mad, they're trapped or whatever, and they make it sound so negative. But aliens, like, especially in the Demi Lovato show, they just kept saying, like, they're so positive, you guys, like, they just want peace for us and everything.
Hopefully they help, like, the planet if they do come.
But it's actually crazy when you think about the show. Demi sang for a ghost in one episode, and the ghost literally complimented the singing and was like, boots, wig, when Demi sang. Isn't that a thing?
What is that from again?
I think it's like a TikTok or something says, like, Charlie XCX wig, pop off.
Oh, yeah, that totally rings a bell.
And then, spoiler alert, fast forward 2 minutes if you don't want to be spoiled, the Demi Lovato show. The last episode, aliens and a UFO literally thank Demi and are like, we love you. Like, they're like, thank you so much for spreading the word about us. Like,
see, that
she got
makes
acknowledged by a ghost and an alien.
So, I watched the ghost episode. I didn't watch the alien episode. That's when it seems unrealistic. I don't care if you're Cher. If you're doing a ghost show, and the ghost says, "Shale, I love you. I'm such a big fan." It reminds
It ruins
me,
it.
makes it seem fake. And okay, there is a chance it could have happened, but it makes it seem fake to me.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But last episode, they did actually see a UFO.
But the UFO said, "I'm such a big fan of you, dummy," because that's fake.
Well,
then.
there was also like this psychic meditation girl who was there.
Me?
And she could like basically like Jacob was in it, and like there was like this psychic like witch girl, and she was she kind of ruined it because they saw a UFO and it was like moving all weird and shit. But then she kept saying, "You guys, I'm getting mental messages from them." It's like, sis, you're ruining it. She said, "Demi, they're telling me in my mind right now, like they just love you and like they're so thankful you're doing this." Like she kind of ruined it, but. My favorite character in the show, these was literally reality shows, so these are real people. Matthew Scott Montgomery, because he kept bringing people down to earth, like, because in the last episode they saw a UFO and they were in Arizona, so like it's all these hills and stuff, and when you look into the distance, you can't really tell if it's the ground or the sky.
Yeah.
But they saw like a UFO flying around, and he said, like, guys, like, I'm pretty sure it's just a car. But they were like. And then I looked at it and I was like, wait, I think that is a car. But then they were like, no, like it's a UFO. But like he was the one like bringing them down to earth.
I like that. Was Dallas, Demi's sister, also kind of skeptical or no?
No, she's fully into it. Like she
okay.
was like, yeah, like this is gonna be like my new thing. Like doing
It's
this.
cool that her name is Dallas and
They're
she was
from-
born in Texas.
I know they're from
think.
I feel like that'd be weird though. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah.
Like she owns that city pretty much, Dallas.
But back to the thing about mentioning you're a fan of Demi Lovato. It'd be like me and Lucas go UFO hunting, and I'm like, they said they watched the Flood movie, and it just is like I don't care if 100 million people watched it. Like I just don't. It doesn't make it more believable. It
for
makes
sure.
it less believable.
But my first spooky topic I want to talk about is the Green Door on Catalina Island.
Oh, okay.
So Catalina Island, Jacob and I have been there. I've been there multiple times. I've ziplined there. It's a little island off the coast of LA. You take a ferry, or you can helicopter there. That's what Demi did.
First, can we talk about the scariness of a door at nighttime? What if you woke up?
Wait, a door?
No, okay, let me explain myself. I've seen photos. That's what I'm pitching. This like photo that I'm pitching.
Yeah.
A door. You wake up and there's this random door in your bedroom, and you open it, and it leads to like a blackness.
That's sort of what this is.
Oh, okay.
So there's a green door on Catalina that apparently shows up randomly, and it's a portal to another dimension.
I mean, you have to laugh because, like, obviously it sounds so unrealistic.
So I looked this up, and they talked about it on the show. Like, there's this green door, and I was kind of disappointed because, like I said, we've been to Catalina. I spent the night there before, and I've camped there, and I never knew it was like an extraterrestrial hotspot. Like that would have made those nights way creepier and scarier.
We do have to say that when I went to Catalina Island with Lucas, we were joking the whole time about mermaids.
Yeah, we were literally, and the creepy thing is they mention mermaids.
Yeah, so it is whale.
That's actually my second topic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like how mermaids are like kind of around
So
us and like they're everywhere.
Stay tuned to Disney Channel to keep watching.
Okay, you guys. So the Catalina Green Door, according to the Catalina Insider, like the newspaper or whatever, basically there's a lot of theories that giant humans exist, and they live in the middle of the earth.
So, like, Queen being the giant type people.
Like, they're like these gigantic humans. They have their own civilization in the middle of the earth. They come out sometimes and, like, just, like, run around and stuff. But there's these little portals to the underworld. One of them is in Catalina Island.
And it's in the ocean?
Yeah, I guess they believe the theory around these giant people, or this, like, futuristic society in the core of the earth, is the main portals are on the North and South Pole. That's, like, how they mainly get in. And that's why, like, we don't live there because, like, we don't want to mess with it. But then they have little portals, like, in Catalina Island where, like, they can also have, like, you know what I mean? Like, the main entrances are at the poles, but they have little entrances throughout the earth.
Oh, so it would be like when you're in McDonald's, you know how there's the accidental, but there's also an emergency exit.
Yeah.
But when you go out of it, the alarm will sound, but maybe, like, sometimes they'd use it.
So I don't know if I have my theory wrong, but there's this like creepy people in the middle of the earth. And I think the giants protect the portals because they don't want any of us to go in the middle of the earth and see it, you know?
Oh, yeah, to be exposed.
So, yeah, these giants have been seen around. And no, the creepy thing is like they did say that like in 1895 there was a burial that was found and there was 20 skeletons in the burial. from 1895, and the skeletons were twice as large as like humans nowadays. So like there's
Wait, where did they find this again?
it was discovered in Toledo, Ohio. So like,
Wait, so that wouldn't even be near one of the. Is there a portal there then?
I don't know, and I guess the skeletons were all arranged in like a weird sitting position, and they were all facing east
How do they know it wasn't a dinosaur?
because it was human skeletons.
Oh,
Just
okay.
don't question it.
Okay.
Also in 1931, a number of large skeletons were discovered in Nevada, and they were like around like 10 feet tall, and yeah, it was really scary. And also on Catalina, to bring it back to Catalina, there was a 7-foot and 8-foot giants. Wait, there was giants, like giant skeletons found there.
Oh, okay.
So that's why they're like, okay. So the theory is, there's a hollow Earth, and basically there's an advanced civilization inside the Earth, and I guess in Russia, it's a really popular theory. Like they said, like it's a theory everywhere, but I guess in Russia, there's a newspaper that like they even say like it's like scientifically proven. I guess, but I don't know if it's like their version of the National Enquirer.
Oh, okay. Wait, so would these giant beings live in the ocean, or is it like what I'm trying to ask is that does the door lead to the ocean, or would the portal lead to like spaces where you can breathe, where like us humans could breathe because it's air?
What in the Earth? I don't know. It could be like, you know what I mean? Like maybe they don't need sunlight. It's just like a bunch of caves.
Oh yeah, okay. That
Like
makes
really
sense.
like elaborate bunker or something. I don't really know. But in Russia, there was like scientific articles published saying like parallel world is hidden inside Earth. And in 2007, they had an article that came out, another human civilization may live inside Earth's hollows. But I love saying stuff like that because like if you put may, couldn't you say anything?
Oh yeah, I could say like, like 1 in 2 people is 1 in 2 people may be a sailor.
I know, it's like they may. Like if you say may, you could literally say anything. So I love how they did that.
No, like right now, it's the vibe of like parallel universes is terrifying. Like what if we just got sucked into one right now?
I hate that shit. Like think about other dimensions and shit.
Oh, like okay, like thinking of. So, what is it called? Like a sinkhole or something?
Black hole?
A black hole. So, I know that black holes are in the galaxy, but what if somehow a black hole just appeared in front of us and we're just like sucked in?
Couldn't it like at any second the Earth get sucked up by a black hole?
I'm pretty sure. And like,
Yeah, so like, you're scared. Why'd you do that?
wait, do you hear a thump? Okay, I feel like people are gonna think I'm like,
I didn't. I fear a thump, but I would have heard it.
Oh, I think it might have just been me. Okay, all I'm saying
Jacob's
is that-
arm hit the seat and you scared yourself.
Can I just say that, like, like I actually am like, I'm actually scared right now. So my anxiety's heightened.
Oh yeah. Okay, but so I guess hollow earthers, which
Okay.
I might be at like this point. Hollow earthers believe, yeah, like I said, the major entry points are in the South Poles, and there's alternate portals. One of them being on Catalina Island, known as the Green Door. And yeah, the giants protect the holes. That's what the Green Door is. So what are your thoughts? Do you believe in the hollow earth? I mean, it is a cool
Right?
theory thinking of like a civilization inside the core of the earth.
Yeah. So in the Demi Lovato show, they talked about it. Like, did they find?
They actually didn't. They talked about the Green Door. And they sort of said it. They talked about it more of in an alien way. They said like, oh, it's how aliens get to another dimension. Like they didn't really talk about the hollow earth theory.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Right now, I feel like you explained it in a way where I'm not gonna say I believe it, but it's one of those things where I for sure want to like hear more about it.
Oh yeah.
Like-
I'm a hollow earther.
It's so interesting. I didn't even know about this.
My whole thing is like, I don't know if I believe it because I don't believe it would be an advanced civilization. But then I'm thinking about these portals and shit. Like maybe it would be. But if I'm thinking about living in caves, I'm picturing creepy things crawling around who like can't even speak. But like I'm not picturing an advanced civilization. I'm picturing like cave creatures.
Part of me thinks, since there's so much land on Earth, this kind of has to do with that. But isn't there, like, a part of me thinks, like, if you explored every piece of land on Earth, there's, like, some species that's close to humans that, like, is effing creepy.
Oh, that's
I mean-
my next topic, mermaids.
Oh.
Let's
shit.
do your topic first. Let's switch
Okay.
back and forth.
So I have a bunch of shitty topics, and I have one big topic. But I'll do my big topic.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I've talked about this
What do you mean
before.
by you have a bunch of shitty topics? Like just like one-liners?
Well, yeah, it's just like,
Oh, does that person want something?
go leave home.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've talked about this before. Liminal spaces.
Oh yes, it's like Jacob's new like hot topic.
Honestly, like, if you were hanging out with me and you hung out with me for a day, I'd probably mention it once. Like, we'd be on a walk and I'd say, like, wait, this looks like a liminal space.
No, it's
So,
like your
like-
new thing. Everything's a liminal space.
Yeah, so, firstly, I think we might talk about it on another episode, but I need to explain it. I need to explain how this came to fruition. Is that what fruition means? Like, how it came to be in this world. So, okay, so it came to be in my mind because me and Lucas did a video about Hobby Lobby. And we filmed ourselves inside of Hobby Lobby. And Lucas said, so we filmed ourselves and then we do voiceovers. And Lucas said, we just were filming a bunch of things. And Lucas said, when we were in Hobby Lobby, it felt like we were in there for 5 hours and like it was never ending. And then someone commented, Lucas might have been experiencing a liminal space.
Oh yeah, which is a phenomenon, right?
Yeah, a phenomenon. But then also, like, liminal actually has a definition. I don't know, it's really interesting. But yeah, that's how liminal spaces came to be. Now, let's go to Wikipedia and see what they describe it as.
Oh yeah.
Okay. In anthropology, liminality, it's liminal, but with...
Liminality?
Liminality, that's how you say it. In anthropology, liminality is the quality of ambiguity or disorientation that occurs in the middle stage of a rite of passage. So, I'm not going to continue with the rest, but basically it would be like... Oh, I actually found... Later on in the Wikipedia article, they said... So, like, if you're Catholic, you might believe in purgatory. And that's when you die, you'd be in this...
Like in between,
like
where
a
like
chamber, I guess? I don't know.
Isn't it like where you kind of are like tortured for your sins until you finally like have been tortured enough that you're let into heaven?
Yeah, so that would be an actual liminal space because you out in the beginning, but you're out in the end, and you're literally
so it's
trapped.
so
in that
basically, a liminal
position.
space is being trapped in the mid,
Yeah, like
being trapped in the middle of a journey.
But yeah, it would kind of be like being trapped, but like you can't even see ahead of you. That's how I view it. So,
Oh my god, I just realized I felt this so many times, and if that's what it is.
Wait.
Like thinking of like when you land on a plane and they aren't letting you off yet, like that's sort of a liminal space to me because it's like we landed, like let us off the plane, but they're like we have to taxi for a bit, like and it's like you're stuck in there.
Oh yeah, so maybe someone's gonna like say the definition's wrong, but I would feel like that would.
But from what I was aware before you described it like that, I thought it was more of like a long hallway that was never ending, where like. You know what I mean? When you show me photos of liminal spaces, there's like this weird like abandoned office space where like there's no way out.
Oh yeah, so I'm part of the liminal space Reddit. There's like, it's like such a big subreddit. But yeah, like there's like, when you take photos of liminal spaces, a lot of them are like, wait, so to get into liminal spaces, if I wanted to create a liminal space right now for a photo, wouldn't a liminal space be if you turned off all the lights on the car, like the headlights, and I went like 10 feet in front of our car and took a photo of it, that I would consider that a liminal space because it's pitch black. There's one car out in this parking lot.
Oh yeah, but I
mean is that
more of
that's
like
not-
a roof over you though, so like you're kind of claustrophobic too,
Oh, like you're trapped.
like in a parking garage.
Oh, like yeah.
Because is it sort of like that type of your claustrophobic vibe kind of?
Yeah, I would that kind of is liminal spacey. Now this is the Reddit description because I want to fully describe to you the mystery of liminal space. There's a cow passing us.
Oh, they're mad.
But yeah, I don't even really fully understand like the actual fully understand liminal spaces, but this is the Reddit description. A liminal space is the time between what was and the next. It is a place of transition, waiting, and not knowing. Basically what we just said. Liminal space is where our transformation takes place. If we learn to wait and let it form us. So yeah, it's basically what you were just saying about how it's what was and next, like you can't really see it.
Like
but
you're
just
stuck in the middle of a journey, like a never-ending road trip would kind of be a liminal space, right? Like if it actually never ended.
Oh yeah. So now I didn't know about this until I watched this video about liminal spaces. This wasn't even for the podcast. 2 weeks ago, I just really wanted to watch a video about liminal spaces, and the most popular video on liminal spaces is by Solo Sands. So if you want to watch it, like they deep dive into it, it was really interesting. But there's this thing called backrooms. So I guess this is how liminal spaces kind of got created. Because I guess it's like, it's kind of a creation. Like it's not like a real thing. I don't know. What?
Oh, there's just a car passing.
But yeah, backrooms. So there was this photo, I guess, that kind of started out of someone taking. Have I showed you the photo?
No.
I'll show you the photo.
It's an actual real life photo?
So, okay, this is so interesting. In the video that I was watching, there's a YouTube channel where they're trying to find where the photo originated. I guess people think it originated on Facebook Marketplace.
That's what you originally showed me for this liminal space thing.
So if you're watching, you can see it, but you can just search backrooms. And this was, I'm pretty sure, like, the poltergeist. I don't know, the beginning of the liminal space movement. So the photo is just this room, and people, like, have theories, but it's not like I think it's kind of just to scare yourself. But there's a video game on it too. So the backrooms, like, in our reality, this backroom would be, in liminal space terms, it would be, the video that I was watching said it would be like a 300-mile course of just these backrooms. So basically, if you actually were in the backrooms, let's just say if it's real, you woke up in the backroom, which is like, obviously, it gives me shivers thinking about that, because like you're trapped. The reason why you'd be trapped is because it just would be the same. It's like basically a never-ending simulation. For 300
miles, you'd be going in the exact same thing.
But you wouldn't even know if you're going the right direction. So
that's fucking scary.
When I watched the video, it's not like an actual thing, obviously, but thinking about it makes me, it's so alien. Like, it makes you want to shiver and be so scared thinking about being in the back rooms.
Yeah.
Does that obviously scare you too?
Oh, for sure. For some reason, I feel like I've never actually done this, but like I feel like I played a video game or something where like that's been a thing where like you're running through the same thing over and over.
They made a video game out of liminal spaces, but
what was that next photo?
The back room.
It's like scary because it was black and white.
Oh. Yeah, but that's one of the beginning parts of liminal space. And now, these are just some things that I wrote down. Photos. So, on these liminal space groups, I guess you'd call them, like, people take photos that are liminal spacey.
Oh,
so,
like they find places just around that fit the vibe.
Yeah, and usually they're like hallways, dark bedrooms, empty streets at night. And if you guys end up watching the liminal space video, the guy ends up trying to take a liminal space photo. And the way that I viewed it is that it's pretty easy to take a liminal space photo. Like, so, in a way, like, liminal space isn't actually, like, real, because you could make anything liminal space. Like, I could, like, so if you're on the Reddit, like, both of them are, like, empty hallways and stuff, but I could go to your house and, like, try to take a liminal space
like,
photo.
somehow make it look liminal spacey.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can never picture anything outside seeming liminal space-ish. Like how you said, an empty street. Like, that to me doesn't scare me, because, like, a street doesn't seem like you're trapped.
No, but, okay, think about, let's just say you're on, like, one of the streets.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, the lights are on, but no one else is on that street. Does that, like, make you feel
Not
airy?
really, 'cause I just feel like, oh, you could just drive home still. But, like, it's like you don't seem like, you know, like that back room you showed me, that seems like way more like trapped.
And it's so unknown.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I want to let it known that, like, liminal space, I'm pretty sure, like, has an actual meaning, but then these photos, like,
it's like their interpretation of it.
Yeah, like, liminal, like, you wouldn't, not everyone would consider that liminal space.
Yeah, wouldn't everyone feel something? Wouldn't, like, some people would see the back room and be like, oh, that to me isn't scary, but then some other one would be their, like, version of a liminal space.
Yeah, something that makes you feel really uncomfortable, kind of.
Yeah, it's different for everyone.
No.
Comment below what your liminal space is.
Oh, yeah, what's, like, your liminal space? Is it like an office or something? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But then, I didn't know about this, but I learned this from the video. But I guess, some people think liminal spaces. So you know how you get this weird feeling when you see these photos and images and videos? It could be something to do with reincarnation.
What?
Because the way that I'm going to explain it is, so I show you this photo. You've never seen it. So you've literally never seen it, but why do you feel
Oh, camera turned off.
I got terrified for a second.
But why do you feel like such a deep emotional response?
Because when I see the backrooms, I feel like a terrifying.
I'm not kidding. And also, when you talked about running through it and it was on loop, I feel like I've done that. I'm not even trying to be creepy, but I feel like that's why I said I feel like I've done it before in a video game or something.
Yeah, so the video.
Or is it like a dream or something?
I don't know.
I swear to God, like do you feel like you've ever done like ran through something and it keeps being the same thing? I feel like it's from a video game.
I don't know. Yeah, it kind of does ring a bell, but. I guess some people think with this liminal space, I'm just gonna call it a movement, but it's not a movement. Some people think it would be things from our past lives that we've experienced it, and it's like a form of thinking about your past lives, but you don't know where it's from because you just know this life. What are you looking at?
What? I was looking into nature.
But yeah, some people think the reason why these photos are airy are because our past lives, and that would make sense because we would have.
I am done because like we have to. I'm trying to heal the trauma from this life and the past lives. We're gonna be in therapy forever.
But then the video also deep dived into what talked about. So there's two sides. What side do you believe? I'm just gonna make it two sides only. So that's one side, the reincarnation side.
Okay.
But then with these photos and stuff, if you go on the subreddit, I've obviously showed you some of the photos, but. The guy kind of said, do you think that most of these photos... So, okay, I'm just going to explain a photo that I saw on the subreddit. It would be, you know the Pizza Hut birthday party section of the Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
People have posted photos on the Liminal Reddit of something like that with the lights off and balloons in the air. And they'd call that a liminal space. Or for example, another liminal space would be, you know when you go to your grandma's house and there's just an empty bedroom?
Yeah.
People have posted stuff like that on the liminal space subreddit.
Oh,
so
okay.
then the guy was also pondering on the idea of, is liminal space just things that we've...
Well, I thought you were tap.
Oh, that was just me.
Oh.
I think. I mean, yeah.
Did you tap your window?
No, I think it was just like, it moved. Then Dunman said that.
Done.
But basically...
We're trapped in a effing liminal space.
No, but I want to... I'm actually scared right now, but...
And I just hate the vibe. Like, you guys, just so you know how it feels, we're in a car, and since the lights are on in the car, we can't see outside the window. That's what scares me. Because you know what I mean? Like, usually if the lights are off, your eyes would adjust and you can kind of see your surroundings.
Yeah.
But, like, we're literally in a dark parking lot. We can't see out the window.
Our eyes are getting adjusted to the brightness. So
yes,
we
I
look
mean,
outside.
like, I feel like I can't really even see outside. Like, you know what I mean? Because my eyes aren't adjusted.
I didn't realize that till now.
Wait, we're literally in a liminal space. Because, like, we actually feel trapped because we can't even see our surroundings.
To be honest, I would definitely consider this a liminal space. But back to what I was saying was, so there would be that photo of the Pizza Hut room.
Yeah.
And not that all of us have experienced that, but we might have seen it in a TV show or something. So the reason why it makes us feel airy, because usually people would be in that, or like a dud mall. Usually people
or like that
would...
mall, that back room you showed was like an office space, so like that should be filled.
Yeah, so it should be filled, but the reason why it's scary to us is because no one's there. So basically it just would mean ordinary things that are empty/dud. Do you think that? Do you think that? Like, do you think that's the reason why it's creepy to us, or do you think it's creepy because of reincarnation?
I feel like neither. Weirdly, because for me, what's scary about liminal space is the never-ending side of it. You know what I mean? Even if there were people in it, it's just scary thinking. Even if people are in it, that's even scarier. Like thinking of people being in that back room and it's never-ending is even scarier.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a lean.
Because that's like crowded as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm gonna say most liminal space photos on this subreddit are scary to me because usually people would be like frolicking along these things,
yeah.
But then it's just dud. So like if I showed a trail, but it just is like New York City, but dud. It gives like liminal space vibes to me because people should be there.
For me, I feel like it would be like evolutionary reasons because like maybe our like distant ancestors like tried to go in caves because they're like, what's this? Like they were all excited, like let's explore a cave, and then like we learned to be scared of caves because they like got trapped in a never-ending cave. You know what I mean?
Oh, something. Yeah, this reminded me of something else.
So like
though.
evolution.
This would be a liminal space. When you're a little kid and you're at Walmart and you actually think you're gonna get you're lost because you lost your mom.
Oh yes,
that has happened to you, right?
Wait, and another thing that's for sure liminal space. I don't know if you ever had this, but at my elementary school, they always had this effing cube. That cube you would crawl in. Oh my god, you guys! I don't know if this is everywhere else. It's this cube that like is a trailer behind a car, like, but they bring it like around fairs and stuff, and it's for kids.
Yeah.
It's a little crawl space. Honestly, sounds like the worst invention ever. Like, who invented this?
I don't even know if I'd go in it
It's
right
a
now.
crawl space that's 4 little mini crawl spaces high, so like probably like I don't know, like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
But there's 4 floors where you can only crawl. Like you cannot stand up. It's so like it's crammed. You go in this little crawl space. You have to go up. And it's completely pitch black in there. You go down sideways, and the whole goal is to get out the other end.
Yeah.
But at low-key takes like 10 minutes to get through because like they make it like so there's so many twists and turns. You go up, down, like you'll be crawling and randomly fall because the floor isn't there anymore. And like that's the liminal space. It's like they're never ending. But I remember I found it fun though. But then I remember I stopped finding it fun because one time I was in there, and at the very top, this girl is freaking out. Like one of our classmates like freaking out, saying, "Let me out!" And it's like, bitch, there's no emergency exits. That's a funny thing. It's like the only way out is just keep going.
I for sure have a thing where since you talked about that girl yelling and she had, like was so stressed about it, there was for sure a thing with me at least. I feel like other people are like less impressionable. But if I'm at like a Walmart and someone's like, let's just say this happened, someone started screaming and said it's the under the ward, like I would actually leave that Walmart and for like 5 minutes I would be like, that's just. People being freaked out is terrifying.
Oh my god,
kinda.
that for sure is a thing. Even thinking of like, say for example, my plane thing where like you land but you haven't gotten to the gate yet.
Yeah.
If someone on the plane started freaking out saying, "Let us off the plane," like I would start freaking out too, like because being around that vibe.
Yeah, and their stressness, like their anxiety, kind of rubs off on you.
Remember when that happened to us?
When
We were at a water park. And we were trying to get on this. It was such a big water park. It was Raging Waters in LA. Where like you have to take a trolley from the parking lot to the water park, and there's like a line even to get on the trolley. So everyone just like, bitch, let me on the trolley. Like I want to get to the water park.
Yeah.
We got on like the last seats, and then somehow this guy budged or something. Some guy budged to get on the trolley, and people got so mad at him. They had this gigantic fight. They literally like pointed a gun and pretended they were gonna like. They did a gun symbol with their hand, but it was so funny because it was parents on both sides who were doing it. Like they just unleashed and freaked out, because they got cut in front of line by this guy. So they like let loose on him, and then like I remember afterwards, like we were both like so scared. We're like, we felt anxiety from it, even though we weren't involved in it anyway.
To be completely honest, I feel like I have low tolerance for really bad negativity and like fights and like anxiety or like people doing that type of stuff, because I remember telling you like, can we just go home? Even though we literally drove,
you were actually over it.
just because it makes me so uncomfortable when people are actually that angry.
Oh my god, have you ever been in a situation where you start crying because people are fighting and you're not even involved in it?
I'm assuming that has.
Last time I can remember thinking it happened when I was like 16, but like I was around like a fight and then like I wasn't even involved in it anyway, but I started crying for some reason. So I feel like I'm that type of bitch.
I could feel like emotional from someone else's emotions.
Oh my god, we're empaths. Just kidding. You know the new thing everyone thinks they are?
Oh, because like we're our therapists.
If you know everyone thinks they're an empath, which means like I feel all of the feelings of everyone around me. It's like, no, you're actually don't stop trying to pretend you aren't selfish.
Well,
I swear every bitch online is like, I'm an empath.
Oh yeah, like something about the internet that's kind of interesting. This kind of has to do with the empath thing. I swear, if the internet wasn't a thing, I would think certain things are weird. But then, okay, I'm not saying being an empath is weird, but I swear people make things so popular what feels like everyone should be experiencing.
But also I feel like empath, maybe I just don't actually understand the definition. Maybe it's like way more intense, like you fully feel everyone's emotions. But wouldn't everyone kind of be an empath to an extent? You would hope. Isn't that just like everyone should have some sort of empathy?
Well, I know, like, okay, so if I was telling you a story about how I got beat up, there's some people that when I'm telling that story, you could actually put yourself. Okay, this isn't like a psychedelic thing. This is just like, so you could actually put yourself in my shoes and you'd be like, oh, I legit like understand and feel bad for you, even if you haven't experienced it. But then there's also like the people that would just like feel nothing. But then there's also the middle ground where it's like, oh, like I feel bad for you, but you can't fully understand them. Because you know how like there's sympathy, empathy.
Yeah.
Isn't empathy when you can actually put yourself in their shoes, and then sympathy is when you just understand them?
Honestly, I don't know.
I think that's what it is. But yeah, we're such empaths.
Yeah. The Empath Podcast.
But my last quote about liminal spaces is, so first of all, this is just one tip of the iceberg of liminal space. If you actually deep dive, like, just like I said, people are trying to find out where the back room is, because not like the actual back room, but there's a YouTube channel where they're trying to find out where that photo originated. They don't believe that the back room is real.
Nobody knows where it's from?
Well,
Oh, it could have been graphic design, like fake.
well, I guess people think it originated on like LinkedIn or Facebook Marketplace, but people are trying to find where that photo's from because they're just so curious.
Oh.
But my last quote about liminal spaces is liminal spaces do creep me out, but I think it's because it gives me under the world vibes.
Oh, yeah, because if you're actually trapped in an endless thing, like that does sound like the
Yeah, it
end
sounds
of the
like
world.
just death. But also, I want to, if you guys have things like liminal space, because
Oh,
there's a car coming in. It hasn't happened in a while. But
they're really mad.
the only reason why I know about this is literally because someone commented on my YouTube video. So feel free to like comment like weird shit like that. That's not like an actual tangible thing, but something that like you get feelings from.
Oh, yeah.
Shit like that's so interesting. So if you know any more, you
That
can
is
comment
interesting.
it. Liminal spaces.
Liminal spaces. Okay, so next up, mermaids. So this
No,
actually-
honestly, I'm glad that we're moving to mermaids because when we're talking about like liminal spaces and like all this weird shit, I get like this weird vibe where it feels like I'm trapped.
I mean, we are by a lake though. It's like mermaids.
Oh,
Like some people believe that like they're in every body of water.
For real?
Probably.
Okay, let's listen.
So basically, first of all, I'm going to tell you Demi's theory on aliens because this was it was brought up in this show.
This whole podcast is just Demi Lovato's podcast.
I know. So on the show, Demi said something about like how aliens are actually extraterrestrial creatures. Said like, wouldn't that be a good explanation for mermaids? Like we always, and also the creepy thing when I research mermaids is like the theory of mermaids have been they've been around for 30,000 years since the Stone Age. Like that's as far back as it goes. Like people have been talking about mermaids. Like it isn't some the Little Mermaid came out on Disney, and it's like for literally since the dawn of humanity, people have been talking about. I'm just gonna say the dawn of humanity. Even though it wasn't, but they've been talking about mermaids.
I want to do a little rant. So even though so many people are gonna say that's just like if you believe in mermaids, you're dumb. Okay, there's a whole group of people that actually think a zombie apocalypse might happen.
Oh
And
yeah,
to
I
me,
don't get that.
That's the same energy as mermaids.
For me, like
So there's no
zombie
difference.
apocalypse has. I'm not even trying to be a badass. Every time a car passes, I want to make sure they pass and like don't pull up next to us.
Oh yeah, because
Because if they pull up next to us, I immediately have to leave.
for sure. Because I just don't want to. Yeah, it's nighttime. So
Okay, so my whole thing with zombie apocalypse is they don't scare me because if that happens, like I would just become a zombie. I'm not gonna be the type of bitch who's like, let's fight the zombies. I'd be like, I guess I'll just become one. If like everyone's becoming a, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't, and also like I would try to fight to live, but like you know what I mean. I just feel like that's never gonna happen. And if all my loved ones became zombies, I'd be like, bitch, what's the point of even, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the other thing about zombies is that why is that acceptable to believe? Because I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it is. But why
Then
is
you bring up
mermaids
mermaids?
not?
Everyone's just what?
Okay, and I don't want to fully be a political commentator, but is it because more men believe in zombies? And I'm not even trying to be like,
Oh
a
yeah, but they
woke
want to
bitch.
hate on the feminine mermaid
Yeah,
shit.
because a mermaid is more like girly or feminine. That'd be
Oh,
the right
yeah.
tone. But yeah, that might be why.
So basically, Demi thinks mermaids are aliens, and that's why they've been on Earth all this time. It's just like an alien civilization that lives underwater or something, you know?
I don't know why I just so funny that whatever Demi Lovato says, it's like, okay, we're gonna talk about it in deep dive.
So basically, I went on Reddit and I just typed in like, has anyone like seen mermaids? You know?
Oh yeah,
And I looked at some different threads, and somebody said, oh, and this is the weirdest thing I saw. I don't know. They never said what country they're from, but somebody kind of commented like, oh, it's so funny how like Americans like view mermaids as fake. They're like, in my country, like we fully believe them. And so but the thing is, I don't know what country it is. I wish I knew because I want to talk to these people. Is anyone listening who like your country fully believes in mermaids? Because I want to know more.
Yeah, I don't know if this is something bad to say, but I swear, like, unless you believe in like weird ass shit, like those people that believe what you believe is the weird thing.
You know. Okay, so they said, yeah, there's always been talk about mermaids in my small country. Everyone always says mermaids are in the rivers, but they said they're not friendly. Like, stay away. So that's the scary thing about mermaids. Like with aliens, you always hear like they're so positive, like they're so loving, but mermaids, like the general consensus that I saw is like they're terrifying. Like they will try to make you go crazy, and like they just sort of lure you into like
So
horrible storms in the ocean.
mermaids kind of have like a gypsy mentality?
It seems like they're all about scamming, yeah, like scamming men mostly at sea
Okay.
to like
So,
just die to steal their treasure. Maybe I don't know.
we're only 5 minutes in, but I believe this way more than the green door. Like something about mermaids And I know this sounds so funny to some people. I just know someone's like, you're dumb. But mermaids kind of idealistic to me.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, the literal government websites have written about them. And Ohio University, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
But the whole thing with mermaids is the common thing everyone always says: 80% of the ocean hasn't been explored. So like, how are we to rule that out?
Oh, yeah, like, it was kind of like what I was saying earlier, like, I'm pretty sure, like, most of the land, like, 99.9% of the land has been explored, but, like, there's probably some weird shit we don't know about.
I know, literally, especially in the ocean.
The ocean is so vast and, like, so fucking big.
But basically, the person who said their country believes in mermaids, they said it's actually crazy to think they aren't real in their country.
Oh.
They said, like, and they just said, like, everyone knows, like, they're in the rivers and, like, they're dangerous and stay away.
I love hearing about these points of views. No one knew about it today.
Oh, and somebody replied to that comment and said, in my country, mermaids are treated as real, too. And like in your country, they are not known to be friendly. I've read several stories of people being attacked by mermaids. They seem to be very territorial. Many people still worship them and give them presents in exchange of favors and protection. So they're saying in their country, where everyone believes in mermaids, people people get attacked by mermaids. And they said the mermaids are like magical or some shit because like you can give them presents and shit, and they'll like do something like protect you or whatever. Like where is this country? I want to go.
Oh my gosh, I fully want to do I want to go to these places where people say mermaids have been spotted and like try to find one and like be friends.
Oh yeah, literally.
Even though they aren't friendly to most people.
So yeah, and then yeah, the ocean service. I guess there's an ocean service government website. They basically just talked about mermaids kind of, and they said how people have been believing them for 30,000 years. Ohio University, did like kind of a little article about them, and they said the belief in mermaids goes back to a theory of aquatic ape theory, which sort of talks about evolution and how like how everyone kind of says we're from the ocean, like originally like, we'd be from the ocean.
In one of my science classes that like originally with evolution, it was like an ocean creature.
Yeah, so they're saying like basically whenever the point in evolution was where like humans weren't created yet and we were still kind of like whatever like
water
primates
and
or whatever. They said like there were so many of like these weird creatures that like weren't quite human, and they were competing for food. And some of them were like, we're gonna find food on land, so they like became like humans and evolved into humans. But then some of them were like, oh, like we're gonna find food in the water, so like they were always swimming and shit. And then they eventually became mermaids because of evolution.
Oh yeah, so they just have always been mermaids.
Yeah, they said they adapted to be able to live in the water. Like, this is all a theory, but like the theory is like some of like back in that evolution, like they just were they were pretty much human, but they stayed in the water and just evolved to live in the water.
The only question, so I'm gonna flip the script right now. So if you were a mermaid, okay, so let's just say there's like a mermaid city in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Would the mermaids have theories about how humans will, or would there be so many humans where it wouldn't be like a scary theory? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking right now is if I'm flipping the script, what I'm thinking
mermaids be scared of us.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think like why isn't there pictures of mermaids? And I like what I'm trying to say is that would there be the same amount of mermaids as people / like if mermaids are, wouldn't there only be like a few million of them because else wouldn't every human have? Well,
yeah.
There would have been photos, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but they said the Ohio University article goes on to say that like our bodies kind of like support this theory in a way, because we have very little body hair on our human bodies, which helps us with swimming. We can also hold our breath underwater longer than other land animals. Like, we can hold our breath longer than the other land bitches, you know?
Wait, so there's these people, I'm pretty sure, that can go underwater for, like, 15 minutes?
And they're, like, part mermaid.
And they get hired? Do you think it's because, like, they're, like, they didn't, like, that part of the evolution, like, stayed with them just a little bit?
I don't know, they also said we're good swimmers. Our fingers shrivel up in the water, which makes it easier to grip things in water. They said we also seem to have a little bit of webbing in between our fingers, and some people are even born with completely webbed hands. Like some babies are born like with that.
Oh.
And they said there's even been instances where people put babies in pools, and they instinctively know to hold their breath and swim. They said like all that said, like this isn't concrete evidence also, obviously, and even dogs are born with the ability to swim, but they're saying that is interesting that like some of the characteristics of humans could support that.
Oh yeah, that there would be mermaids.
Yeah, another subset of humans could have branched off and became mermaids.
With me personally, I feel like I've fully am not like the mermaid trait fully went away or whatever because being in a pool for a day sounds so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, just being wet in general.
And
yeah.
shriveled up.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so with this mermaid topic, I for sure want to learn more about it, and I believe it way more than your first topic. I'm just so interested in it
I'm
now.
a mermaid truther. And also they did I saw this one thing online that was interesting, that the Little Mermaid from Disney, I don't know if it's based on this, I'm assuming it is, but there was like a dark story of the Little Mermaid like from the 1800s.
Oh, there was?
Where it was about like this, because you know the real truth about, like not the real truth, but people say about mermaids is like they're dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Their thing was like, it was like Ariel was coming to Earth to try to seduce a guy, and like she was like just evil and like was trying to like, it wasn't like the cute like love story it is now.
Oh, yeah, it was like a...
It was like she was trying to like just take off his jewels and shit and like become rich.
So I wonder if there's certain people that didn't let their kids watch The Little Mermaid because... You know how certain parents won't let their kids watch, like,
Harry
read
Potter.
Harry Potter or watch Wizards of Waverly Place? I don't know if certain people wouldn't let their kids watch Little Mermaid because it's too... It's like they don't want to even discuss the topic of mermaids because that's negative and dark.
I'm sure. I haven't heard of it, but like that'll for sure happen. Won't like mermaids somehow be a thing? Like, oh my god, like why would you ever talk about that?
Since you talked about how The Little Mermaid, like, first was a story from, like, the 1800s or something, right?
Yeah.
So... What are those stories called? Folklores?
Yeah.
Because those stories are so terrifying. I remember in my Spanish 4 class, my teacher, there was a movie about it, and I don't know if I watched it actually. It came out like 3 years ago. But my Spanish teacher was talking about this Spanish folklore about, it's called La Llorona. It's about this, so this mom drowned, okay, I might be kind of messing it up. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay, drowned her 3 kids in a river, and then it's like it just is scary thinking about it. And then like apparently like you can hear her voice, stuff like that's just creepy to me.
Oh yeah.
Shit like that. But yeah, so I have a few other things. So my next topic was grid in the sky.
Okay.
So I've told you about this on Reddit. I've seen people say like, "Have you ever seen the grid in the sky?" So I've read these posts, and people have said in these posts that, okay, so the thing about it is that some people on these subreddits, some people said they were on like shrooms or something. Because I am a part of the shrooms Reddit just because I'm so interested in like, what if like I want to know like years from now if what I'm trying to say is that I don't do shrooms. I want to know if shrooms, if there's going to be evidence years from now that it helps mental illness, like
it
depression,
seems like
anxiety.
I feel like every time I go on Reddit, there is like a new article, like we're closer to using them as depression medicine publicly.
Yeah, people grow it at their house and like it's not a true study, but they said like, oh yeah, I feel way better, and they do like microdosing.
I mean, I think the government's literally doing like actual studies on it.
Yeah, I read like a book. I read like half of a book, and they said like Al got canceled, but now they're like restarting Al.
I know.
But yeah, and then like this other like Reddit about drugs, because it just is interesting to me. But people have said on those Reddits, I wanted to keep that in mind that they were on drugs because you have to keep that in mind. You
it
know?
kind of makes it not seem real.
They like hallucinate and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said that they did this drug and they saw a grid in the sky. And I remember seeing this and being like, that's insane, because it kind of made me think of the simulation theory. Like basically like we're just in The Sims. Like there's literally a grid in the sky.
What's the grid? It just shows like different like square footage or what?
So the Reddit posts that I've seen have described the grid as basically, you know, like the grid math paper?
Yeah.
It would be like that kind of.
That's just weird.
But
Yeah, it does make
some
you feel like
people-
we're in The Sims if that's a thing.
Some people said you would like see like you would see like colors or like a red line. Like it'd be like colorful.
That's weird.
Now, the reason why this is kind of a shitty topic is because I was so excited to fully deep dive into this. I literally was. But it turns out that this actually isn't even like a big thing. Like I literally Googled grid in the sky.
It's not like a common thing people say.
Yeah.
It's just that one guy on Reddit.
So like if you search grid in the sky, I'm pretty sure you can probably find like a few hundred posts. For sure. But it's like, it's so funny because I was excited to learn more about it and people's theories, but it's like, so basically what I'm trying to say is that it's a thing where people have done these hallucination drugs and seen grids in the sky, but it's not like a big thing. Like it's not like
and also
millions.
once you hear about it, then you might be likely to see that if you do the drug. You know what I mean? That's what kind of ruins it.
On these subreddits, people, it's kind of just like how people talk about like you would think about it when you're doing the drug, so then you'd for sure see it.
Oh my god.
What happened?
That was fucking scary.
It just was because we were sitting for too long.
Oh my god.
I got terrified.
I am done. If you guys aren't watching the video, all the effing lights just turned off because my car thought no one was in here. Bitch, someone's in here.
Oh my gosh, I got terrified.
This just made me realize, like, I could never. When I first got my Tesla, I was like, oh, I'm gonna camp in my Tesla because that's like a thing people do because it has like camp mode. Like, I'm gonna never camp. I'm not gonna sleep in a place like this.
If you were with like 2 other people, would you?
If you're on like a campground, but I wouldn't go somewhere like where there's no one is. I need to like be right next to another tent.
I'd be scared. But back to the good in the sky thing. I have seen on these drug Reddits that people think. So do you believe this? People think that when you do these drugs that supposedly open your brain, or however the F.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm part of like the hippie movement, but people think that it unlocks a new part of your brain where you can see another version of reality. So do you just think?
Oh, I have heard Azealia Banks say that.
So do you think?
Said it opens your third eye.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you've never done like shrooms LSD.
No.
But do you? I haven't either. So do you think with us non-drug users, do you think it's that it opens a new reality, or do you think it's purely imagination? And it's answer.
I don't even know. I feel like it'd be purely imagination, I'm guessing. Because why would there be a grid in the sky? Like, I don't want to believe there's a grid in the sky, so I'm going to say it's imagination.
Oh, the grid in the sky, like, okay, because it's not everything that you see, but since, like, shrooms is from the earth, like, maybe it is supposed to make you see other things, is what I'm going to say. Like, maybe it would, like, help you
Oh, yeah,
perceive.
you never know.
Okay, now that one was kind of a failed topic. Now my next topic that I wanted to talk about was cannibalism.
Oh, yes.
Now, this was, like, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but the reason why I literally just didn't go any further than that is because it's too dark.
Yeah, and the thing about cannibalism
it's too like, what I mean by popular,
trendy.
It's too, like, people have talked about it too much.
Also, the thing that ruins cannibalism for me is, like, at first I was like, yes, because, like, I view it as, like, mermaids and aliens, but then I remember, like, oh, shit, like, people actually are cannibals.
Yeah,
like, that's what's scary is, like, it's an actual thing.
One of our sisters told us, like, 2 weeks ago about, like, in one of the, like, someone was being held hostage and by cannibals, but
that's just fucking scary. Like, this is there's fucking cannibals
when
out there.
I picture cannibals, I picture driving in the middle of nowhere and these people going on your car and then boom. But what I want to say
feel
about
that.
Wait,
Did
what?
you like move like this?
I don't know. I've heard like bumps, but I think it might just be
car like bump.
Boo.
No, but I think it's from you. No one hit the car, right? Sorry, no one hit their car. Like,
Wait,
no shit. No.
Should we move to like the front part?
No.
Since we're like, might as well so we're more comfortable.
Wait, really?
Move to the front part of the park.
Oh, I should just keep filming as I do it.
Yeah, because you kind of want to.
Wait, no one's back there. We're good.
Oh, okay. I'm
just
getting
stay
like
here.
spooked, but
Oh wait, it's unlocked.
oh fuck, the cannibal thing. Yeah, it just like people actually get eaten. But I do want to say about cannibals, why can't they eat? Okay, and I know it probably has to do with torture, but why couldn't they just cut off their finger and eat their own finger?
Oh, but they want to like eat a whole like leg.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's actually too gruesome to Google, and I just wanted to say.
Wish they would do like studies on these people. Like, do they actually crave human flesh, or just because they're so messed up that they want to eat it? You know what I mean?
I think it's like a thing. I have no idea, but isn't it also a thing where like these evil people love torture?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like that's what it is. They just want to be like, oh, I want to hurt someone, but like, or is there people who like are actually like, I just crave it, like they're like vampires.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how that
Edward
would work.
Cullen up in this bitch. He was a literal cannibal, and everyone acted like it was cute.
I know, that's actually crazy. And he was like a heartthrob.
Hey guys, this is Lucas from the future. I just want to apologize because during this episode, I did use the wrong pronouns for Demi. The show I keep bringing up was before Demi came out as non-binary, and it kept referring to Demi with the old pronouns, so it was throwing me off. But I apologize, and yeah, I just wanted to say that. Enjoy the rest of the episode. All right, so my next topic is also from the Demi Lovato show, remote viewing.
This is your last one?
Yeah, and what
Remote viewing reminds me of like someone's controlling us.
this one actually really interested me because there's the government for decades researched it, the U.S. government, and it's been released. So many international governments have viewed remote viewing. It's basically where you'd be able, if you really get into a meditative state,
Yeah.
you would become so relaxed that you'd be able to like feel what other people are feeling and even see what they see. So originally what the US government did it because like they heard, I guess, let me see, it says in here. Oh yeah, they heard in 1970. The US government heard in 1970 that the Soviet Union was spending $60 million on like weird research like that, like remote viewing for war purposes. So like Russia would be like, if they actually worked, they'd be able to like find out all the secrets of the U.S. because they would just use remote viewing.
Okay, now this is a topic where like, this is top 3 most interesting things. I love shit like this.
Yeah, so because they were like Russia spending $60 million, they're like, oh fuck, like we need to start doing some research ASAP. Oh crap, the camera turned off.
Oh, I can turn that back on.
But so yeah, they decided to do research because they didn't want to go behind in the military, you know.
Yeah.
But basically, just for the Demi Lovato of it all. Demi did remote viewing and it worked.
Wait.
This is the thing. So Demi was trying to see what the friend Matthew Scott Montgomery could see. He was like, I don't know, like half a mile away, and Demi was meditating, and she drew a picture that actually like kind of looked at like what he was looking at. Is the weird thing. He was looking at this statue, and Demi drew like all these circles out and like where the trees would be and stuff. So like the weird thing is like, and she also described what they were feeling because they kept saying like we feel calm, peaceful, and she wrote all of that. But
the only thing about that is that half a mile is kind of close.
I know, but what I mean is like she was inside a house and they like drove away.
But half a mile away, like Like Demi Lovato could have drove past it when Demi Lovato went to the house, you know.
Oh, I was just hoping they made sure that didn't happen. But now that you say that, like
I don't know, it seems unrealistic.
They could have, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, back to like the government. Project Stargate.
Oh, okay, with stuff like this, like there's also like things. There's like a bunch of government things like this. But what?
Basically, the actual definition of remote viewing is it's the practice of seeking impressions about a distant or unseen target, purportedly sensing with the mind. So basically, like telepathic type shit.
Wait, so in a way, we've done this because we had the same dream.
Oh
one
yeah,
night.
so we did kind of do remote viewing.
Okay.
So basically, like when you get down to remote viewing, it goes back to the philosophy of like we all are the same consciousness or whatever.
I love this too.
Yeah, so they're saying like all you have to do is relax, and then you'd be able to view other people's version of the same consciousness that we all have. You know what I mean?
Okay, with meditation, I find it so interesting. Like, so most of the time when I meditate, I just like am calming down. But then like, I don't know, meditation like also has so many people say it does so many other things like this.
Oh yeah. But basically Project Stargate was a secret US Army unit. And yeah, it was all to investigate the potential for psychic phenomena to be used in military applications.
So what was the overall consensus after this?
Well, basically in 1995 they declassified it and concluded that it wasn't useful. But people like the conspiracy theory of it all is saying like, oh, they're just saying that because they don't want us to know. But like, because when you actually look at the results, some of it actually did work, I guess.
Oh.
Like they're saying, because one of the projects, like one of the studies, I guess, was they actually found a lost Soviet spy plane. So that actually worked. Like someone remote viewed that like where the lost plane was and they found it.
Oh.
And then also. Wait, I had another part I put in here, but now it's not on here.
Alternate dimension.
But basically there was a whole nother part where, like some other thing where like somebody like fully like remote viewed and it was all right.
I think I might have heard about this because like now that you're explaining it, I feel like I might have heard of Project Stargate.
Yeah, it was something where like, oh, there was this is, I'm like kind of butchering it, but the thing I wrote down, but it disappeared from my notes, was, like this person basically was supposed to try to remote view something like Demi Lovato, you know?
Yeah.
Where these other people were in a different location and this person tried to remote view what they were seeing. And the guy drew all these things, and they said he mostly got it right, but he added some trees. And they were like, oh yeah, those trees weren't there, but the rest of it was right. And they were like, whatever, that's weird. You added those trees, and because he was like, oh, I fully saw those trees. And then it was something where like then they found out that 60 years prior those trees were there.
Oh, I've 100% heard about this because it totally. I
Yeah.
remember hearing about this.
So remote viewing.
So basically, the thing is that some people think that it is said it wasn't real, so then like it doesn't get like not everyone uses it or something.
Yeah, that's what
That's
like
like a
people
theory.
think, but from what publicly all the scientists said, like, yeah, it just didn't work. So we tried it, but it just didn't work.
But that's proven that what you said just happened.
Well, but
tree thing.
people fight that and say like, oh, there weren't enough controls. You know, there's certain like controls and stuff that have to go to make a study legitimate.
Oh,
They're saying
yeah.
none of the studies fit any of these requirements. Like they're saying they accidentally gave the people hints. Like they're saying like basically they didn't do the studies right, and that's the only reason there was even any successes at all.
Oh, okay. I'm actually not thinking about the study now that you're explaining it because I'm thinking about this one crime podcast that I listened to one day on a walk with our sister. We were just on a walk and we listened to it. One time, this is just like something like that, and I think the police were trying to figure out if it was true. Remote controlling.
Oh.
Well, okay, so someone murdered someone, and then they had someone try to figure out who the guy was, but then I'm pretty sure they put the wrong guy in jail. Because the remote controlling guy, like meditated and saw someone else.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that.
Oh, my God, that's weird. Oh, so they fully believe the remote
Well,
viewing
I think
person?
they interviewed him and he seemed like really suspicious. But then, I don't know, something like along those lines happened.
But it was so funny in the Demi thing because the psychic guy who was like helping Demi said like, I'm so impressed, like you could like do something with this.
So the only reason why I don't believe it is because half a mile away. I feel like it'd be different if Demi Lovato was in California.
I think that we could I think for the show they definitely, I don't know if it was even half mile. I made up the half mile thing. They had him drive like to this other thing, which I'm assuming she wouldn't have seen because they wouldn't have. Do you think they did just fully cheat?
Yeah, I mean that's true. Like, why would they cheat?
But
I don't know.
if you look at what Matthew Scott Montgomery saw versus what Demi drew, like it was sort of like general. Like she just drew like these circles where the statue would have been. You know what I mean? So you could like, it almost is kind of like, you know what I mean?
So was the whole show just like ghosts and aliens, and that has to do with ghosts and aliens, or was it out as separate creepy shit?
I forgot how that had to do with
Yeah,
anything.
because I feel like that has to do with
Demi
aliens,
kept
right?
saying like, what was I gonna say? Oh, basically Demi said that meditating attracts ghosts. They went into like weird things with meditation as well.
Oh, okay. Me personally, there has been times where I get scared of meditating.
Because
It
I get
scares
scared.
me.
I know that's what scared me watching this because Demi kept saying like it attracts aliens. It's like I am all for aliens, but like I don't know if I want to attract to them.
Because sometimes when I'm in my room and I'm meditating alone and no one else is in the vicinity,
Yeah.
I actually get scared because it's like, what if I'm like doing something like, oh no, like I know this is obvious in my mind, but it gets scary sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But to go back to the Owl one, I feel like I believe it because I feel like when like emotions, a lot of people experience the same things at the same time. Like,
Oh yeah.
I feel like a lot of people experience. I feel like there's like mass things, like mass happiness, mass sadness.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
for
it's
sure.
like, I don't know. I could view it.
Wait, should we try remote viewing right now?
Wait, what should we do?
Like maybe you could, since you're like the more like Pisces spiritual psychic, like I'll think of, so you could do like a color or something, and then like I'm gonna vividly think of it and like just take like a few deep breaths and like just try to think
Let's
of what.
do something more elaborate than a color, like maybe
It has to have,
like,
we have to have some sort of bounds though, because even with Demi, like Demi knew that they were going to a place.
let's say you're thinking of an activity that you would do for fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, an activity I would do for fun? I don't have that many hobbies,
No,
so
how
I'm
about-
scared it would just be
like,
obvious.
No, just something you do in the park.
An activity. No, not in the park. How
What
about
should we
just-
do? An activity?
Maybe just a general hobby, not a hobby of mine. A general hobby that somebody could have.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna
you're-
vividly think of it. So like, you guys will be silent for like 30 seconds because take like deep breaths and like actually try to like relax
Okay,
your body.
I'm fully gonna do it, guys.
Do long exhales. Long exhale. Okay, I'm gonna start vividly thinking of it. Okay, and then like in 30 seconds, tell me what you think. Okay. I'm thinking about it so much.
Okay. I have it.
You already have it?
Yeah.
What was it?
Going on the detonator at the.
Oh no.
What's the fun?
It was horseback riding.
Oh, for real?
Oh dang! So we didn't do remote viewing.
I didn't.
Should we try it the other way though? Because maybe I'm the actual psychic.
Okay.
Okay, what do you want to have the thing be?
How about
Sorry guys, this is really boring listening to silence for 30 seconds.
how about I think of like of like a fruit or vegetable?
Okay. A fruit
Okay.
or a vegetable.
Yeah.
Okay. Start thinking of it.
Okay, I'm sending it over. What's that noise?
That's a battery or something. I thought of two, but the first one was grapes. And then bananas.
Oh, squash.
Oh shit, it wasn't even close.
But squash is the same color as banana, kinda.
Oh shit, so we have to work on it more.
No, I feel like if we fully tried it, it would work.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. Now, what else do I have? I had a few other things to talk about before we go. So there's this Reddit thing that I have. What is this? Oh, okay. Something interesting. You know how I say headache people?
Yeah.
So I'm part of this subreddit called old school or creepy. It just is a bunch of old school things that are creepy.
Okay.
First of all, can we talk about why is every black and white photo / like old school thing creepy? Sorry, I
hit the break. Yeah, that's a thing. Like, yeah, old school stuff always is creepy, but then also like glamorous. It depends how it's framed.
So this, I want to mention this because this is a vibration therapy, a treatment for headaches in the 1980s. And this photo is the most terrifying photo. So
wait, 1980s or 1880s?
Oh, wait, sorry. 1890s.
I was gonna say these people are exaggerating so hard because it said the 1980s and the photo was so black and white, and someone was like, "Bitch, in the 1980s there was color."
No, sorry. 1890s. And I wanted to mention this because it's kind of scary, but it's not really scary, just interesting. But they really thought that putting basically a pot over someone's head and having someone hit the pot with a sledgehammer would help someone's headache.
Honestly, I'm so happy we don't live back then.
Because you're gonna search vibration therapy treatment for headaches in the 1980s, and your head would hurt even worse.
I don't live back in the times where one guy ruled the town, had no doctor information, no doctoral education, and you'd have an ailment and he would just say, "Okay, I'm going to hit you on the head with a hammer," and you'd have to do it.
I know, I'm so glad too, because everyone would just believe it.
I know, it sounds horrible. Burning witches and shit.
Yeah, that's just horrible. So, lastly, I wanted to know, why is the dog scary?
Evolution.
Now, this is a quote from a Cut article. I don't know if that's legitimate, but this is it. It's not the darkness itself that's frightening. It's the fear of what the darkness masks. The dark leaves us vulnerable and exposed, unable to spot any threats that may be lurking nearby. So basically, it goes on to saying it's literally just evolution why we're scared of the dark. Because back in the day when you just lived by trees or whatever.
Also, we don't have the ability to see in the dark that well.
Yeah, so back in the day when you lived by like a tree, you wouldn't know when a threat's coming.
Yeah, so like in the dark, you probably are scared because like your body's just like, okay, this is the moment where you have to hide because we want to stay alive, and your body, you can't see that well in the dark, so let's wait until the morning to come out again.
Yeah. I also want to talk about how what's actually scary about the dark is, okay, I never really experienced this, but you know when it's just dark in your bedroom, it's not actually pitch dark, pitch black?
Yeah.
What the scariest dark is, pitch black. So if we turned off the whole entire car and there was like a baseball field a few yards ahead of us, like it's not even close to us, but if they turned off all those lights, it would be actually pitch black, and that's when it's like actually terrifying because you can't see anything.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's why I was good at the dark if you want to know. It's evolutionary.
Well, we hope you guys have a good spooky week, a spooky night on Halloween.
And I hope you start using remote control to control your life.
Oh yeah, maybe you could become a very good remote viewing person, and the government will hire you to spy on the Soviet Union, Russia.
Yeah, you might make good money.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks for listening, watching. Bye.
Bye.